I'm driving, and I know you can't see me. Doesn't matter. Just listen to what I got to say. Give me a second here. Obviously, just going to wait for a second because I do want to make sure some people hear this. So, today is, hey Lou, so today was the trial for the police officer that killed that woman in her own home, and he was found, I guess he was found guilty of manslaughter or whatever. So Mata was at the hearing and was just sitting there like everybody else, like all the other media. It was just literally was just sitting there, not making any comments, not moving around, doing nothing. All of a sudden, the prosecutor asks the judge that he's like, hey, I want to swear in. Is Manuel Mata here? And Mata said yes. And so the judge brings him up to the rail, and he asks him to raise his right hand. Doesn't explain anything to him. Asks him to raise his right hand and begins to administer the oath. And Mata had questions. He was like, wait, what's going on here? Your Honor, I have some questions. So the judge dismissed the jury, and after the jury was dismissed, the judge asked him again, I am administering the oath. Are you refusing to take the oath? And he says, well, Your Honor, I don't know anything about this case. I am. And he said, well, you have some outstanding bonds, don't you? And he said, yes. And at that point, the judge said, well, I hereby consider all your bonds revoked. Sheriff, take him into custody. Now, there are several problems with this. Was it defense? Whoever it was. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether it was the defense or the prosecutor. Oh, it probably was the defense because it was the cop. So I bet you it was the defense. That makes sense. I can only hear it. I couldn't watch it. I just listened to it on YouTube. But I've been taking calls all day today about this. Believe me, ever since he was arrested. Here's the thing. You cannot be compelled to speak. Okay? Not only can the government not restrict or censor your free speech, the government under the First Amendment cannot compel you to speak either. And when you put someone under oath, okay, especially against their will, then, what did he say? Do you hereby promise to X, Y, and Z? Tell the truth, the whole truth, and the testimony you're going to give. You can't force someone to say, well, yeah, I'll tell the truth. And if you do, and then you lie, that's called perjury. And if you don't know what you're talking about, how can you, hell, I don't know what's going on. So this judge abused his authority here. Yes, we're going to fight this. It is going to be fought. There is a way to fight this. But the judge had absolutely no right to do what he did. He completely singled out Mata for content-related discrimination because he didn't swear in any other member of the media. And here's the reason they were doing that. They were doing that because witnesses can't be there at the trial. The sole reason that Mata was going to be sworn in as a supposed witness, and look, I think there's an argument to be made against the attorney who told the judge that they want to swear him in as a witness because it was in bad faith. There was no way in hell that Mata was going to be called up to witness. Not the prosecutor nor the defense attorney, I guarantee you, was going to call Mata to be a witness for or against. It was in bad faith. That was an abuse of the court to swear in a witness for the sole purpose of keeping him from covering a story, from keeping him from listening to what everyone else was allowed to listen to, simply because of who he was. And this is not going to go well. All right? So I'm working with another attorney on this to do everything that we can do right away. We're going to do a mandamus, which we have to do. There was absolutely no reason to be revoked. None whatsoever. This is the kind of justice that everyone in this state, whether you like Mata or not, this should piss you the fuck off. That a judge thinks he's got the power, and that some attorney thinks he's got the power to pick and choose who can view a public trial, who can cover a public trial. It's beyond abuse of authority under color of law. This is absolutely incredible. And you better believe that we will be filing with the State Commission on Judicial Misconduct. You had better gosh darn believe it. This judge is out of line. 100% out of line. And we're not going to put up with it. We are not going to let these people get away with this bullshit anymore. All right? The bullshit ends. This was a targeted attack against a man for his right to engage in journalistic endeavors in a very peaceful and quiet manner. So, yeah, this is not going to go well. This is not going to go well at all. And I hope that we can shine. I want to go and look and find out how many people this judge has held in contempt. Look, I talked with Mata. He asked me a question. He's like, hey, they want to, because he ended up leaving initially because they were trying to swear him in. And I says, look, nobody can compel your speech. But if they're going to threaten you, if they're going to threaten to do something to you, just take the oath under duress. That's all you've got to do. Okay, if they're trying to swear you in, but they're going to threaten you with incarceration, you just ask your question. Say, Your Honor, why am I being sworn in? That's all you got to do. Just ask, why am I being sworn in? I know nothing about this case. Well, that's exactly what he tried to do, and the judge immediately revoked his bond instead of just answering a simple question. That's the mark of a tyrant. That is the mark of an abusive tyrant who should not be sitting in a courtroom. All he had to do was say, well, the defense attorney, why are you calling him to be a witness? What exactly is he going to testify on? And you know what the defense attorney would have said? Well, nothing, Your Honor. We just don't want him in the courtroom. Well, you can't single people out like that. You can't single people out like that. And quite frankly, we don't know why he was singled out. Was it because he's an independent journalist? Was it because he's critical of cops? Was it because he's Mexican or of Hispanic descent? We don't know. But why wasn't anyone else singled out like that in the media? All the other white people. There's all, and I don't want to go there. I don't like jumping to the racist thing. But, when you're a defense attorney, you use every tool in the toolbox. And I can't help but wonder, why was Mata specifically targeted? And it's just abusive. So I want you guys to know, yes, I'm aware of it. We will get started on this ASAP to not only file our complaint with the State Commission on Judicial Misconduct, but also to start filing some habeas motions and figure out why Mata is incarcerated when he has not violated the terms of any of his bonds. He's not a flight risk. He's not a violent person. There's absolutely no reason other than a judge's liens were hurt because, oh my gosh, he might have to answer a question from a citizen who's being asked to be sworn in as a witness to a case he has no information about whatsoever. So, yeah. Now, and I'll tell you this, anybody, I'm not saying anybody should do anything, but you don't have to be an attorney. You don't have to be a defendant. You don't have to be a plaintiff to file a complaint with the State Commission on Judicial Misconduct. All right? Or judicial conduct, excuse me. Yeah, I'm pissed because I'm telling you, Tyrant County is, I might actually move up there and just make that my home, because obviously I'm going to have a lot of work up there. All right, guys, take care.